Hello, everybody. I'm Rod Baker with God and Rod. And today I want to talk about insanity. I mean, let's call it exactly what it is. It's insanity. Doing the same thing over again, expecting different results. And Einstein was the one that captured that definition of insanity. Being someone that's in recovery and been around alcoholics, been a member of Alcoholics Anonymous for the last 25 years, I've seen a lot of insanity. I've seen a lot of insanity. But I've also seen people finally become powerless. Powerless over their circumstances, powerless over their addictions, powerless over their mindset, the way that they thought about things, the way that they believed. And so in doing so, when that moment happens that they find themselves powerless, the very first thing that they want to do is they want a power greater than themselves to restore them to sanity. And a lot of people will look to others. You know, they'll find a relationship, or they'll find or they'll cling on to a parent or to a relative or to their job, their work, the things that they can control. They'll grab onto that if they have no relationship with God, with the universe, with, the ethos, something else. And so when this happens, when they seek a power greater than themselves, which for me was God, they want that relationship to restore them to sanity. Now, people will let you down. Places change. Things go away. They come and they go. But God never once has let me down. And I know many other people that it has worked for them also. It was a power greater than their self that restored them sanity. And one of the cases that I've found relevant to other people's situations was I knew a person that had drank and drove. And when they drank and drove, they had killed somebody that was in the vehicle with them. They had a wreck and they killed the person that was in the vehicle with them. So they ended up going to jail. When they got out of jail, they quit drinking for a while. They did everything they possibly could to try to recover, but it wasn't enough. They ended up drinking and driving again. And when they drank and drove again, they ended up killing a pedestrian, somebody walking across the street. Now, needless to say, for the majority of us, I would hope, when we come to find that because of our actions, it causes the death of something or someone, it wouldn't matter if it was a dog or a cat that you killed. You killed something. You took the life of something besides yourself. So this person killed two people because of drinking and driving. So needless to say, that person lost their driver's license for a very long time and and went back to prison and continued to get out, try to change, not doing it, and then once again found themselves drunk behind a vehicle. But this time they didn't kill somebody. They injured them permanently. Hit an oncoming car and injured that person permanently. That person was paralyzed for the rest of their life. So this one person who continued to be insane by drinking and driving, That was where they were the most dangerous. Drinking and driving. So today, something came to me, and it had come to me before, but now it had really come upon me, is because I thought about a certain female that I knew one time. And when she was young, she had gotten pregnant. And she had an abortion. Then it happened again. And she did everything she could to blame everybody else for this happening. It was the guy's fault, for not wearing a rubber. It was, somebody else's fault for introducing them to this person. It was the fact that they had been drugged, been slipped a Mickey. It was always somebody else's fault. They never took responsibility for it. And so I had an overwhelming sense that this same person had gotten pregnant again and had to get an abortion. Now, doesn't that seem like the definition of insanity? What is, and tell me this, tell me the difference. For those of you that don't look at the similarities, you look at the differences. Tell me the difference between a person that drinks and drives and kills people and a person that has sex with people that they're not willing to raise children with. Tell me the difference. That they're not even willing to exchange vows with, share a covenant with. Tell me the difference. It's still destruction, destruction, destruction. Amen? God has told me to be compassionate towards these kind of people, and that's a difficulty for me. It is difficult for me to be compassionate to people who continue to do insane behaviors as if they're stupid. And even if they are stupid, it's hard for me to be compassionate to stupid people. That's my own sin. That's my sin, is a lack of compassion. So I am not without sin, because my sin is a lack of compassion. So I guess, one of the things is don't just sleep with someone that you're willing to marry, but sleep with someone that you'd be willing to raise children with, and that's willing to raise children with you. Now, I realize this also takes out, that behavior of, going to the club and meeting somebody and having sex with them and talking about all the ways that you can protect yourself. Really? You think that's protection? You think there's all these ways of protection? Diaphragms and latex and, creams and God only knows what else. You know what? One of the most thorough protections would be is to love yourself enough that you don't have to go do those kind of things. That you don't have to find that the only way to intimacy for you is to sleep with people. How's that sound like protection? Does that make more sense, or are you still stupid and insane? If you don't care about you, I'm not going to. If you don't care about you, then I'm not going to, and I don't have to. God told me to love my neighbor as I do myself, and my neighbor gives a damn about themselves. If you don't give a damn about yourself, you're not my neighbor. You're one of those people that collects junk in their front yard up the road. You're not my neighbor. You carry around too much baggage to be my neighbor. And if you don't love yourself enough to keep your life cleaned up, then you surely don't love God. Makes perfect sense to me. You recognize them by their works. Well, if that's your work, you're ate up. Good day.